Hello guys, welcome back to TLS Real Talk. All right, so thank you. First and foremost, I would like to thank to everyone who watched our first video, which is we talk about um, self-awareness in terms of how the changes start within you first. All right, and we also like to thank those who commented on our video, and also we received a few feedbacks, and definitely we'll take that into account. Thank you for your feedback and comments. So keep the comments flowing. We really appreciate all the comments that you have. All right. For this session, we will talk about empathy. Okay. So still within our Malay community. So first, Ramdan. Okay. I want to ask, what is actually the word empathy? Would like to just briefly explain that.
Empathy. Okay. That's okay. I think before we look at empathy, there must be a difference in understanding what is empathy and sympathy.
Mm.
Because normally people might be confused. So sympathy is very straightforward. I think sympathy is you feel sorry for the person.
Kesian lah.
Rasa kesian lah, kesiannya dia ni. Like you just feel sorry for the person. But empathy is you go a bit deeper in trying to understand the person,
Alright.
what he or she go through. So instead, you feel sorry for the person, but you put that extra a bit of effort to understand what he or she go through lah.
So
Macam,
basically,
kenapa dia ni?
you put yourself in their shoe lah.
Yes, there's a proverb for it, right? Trying to crawl under the person's skin and understand,
Yep.
put your the person's shoe. So instead of just feeling sorry and then like, oh, okay, that's it. Like, like how maybe you want to do charity, right? Maybe you want to derma duit ke apa. So you like give $5 to a person. You just feel sorry for the person and say, hey, okay, $5 nah, cik ambil lah $5 But then if let's say you take empathy in consideration, then you will put $5 and then you was like, cik kenapa cik tak kerja ke. So you try to understand like why are you in this state situation, and then you will try to see how.
It's the interest that you want to know more about a person, situation, problem. That's how you
It's
call it.
something that we are lacking lah in the community lah. So we lack of that effort to try to understand one another.
Okay, that's actually a strong sentence that we are lacking.
We are lacking. I'm not afraid to put it out there, but
yeah.
so
since we are at there, right? So you just let's go for it lah. Why we
yeah.
say we are lacking, the Malay community lacking empathy? Yeah.
Simply put, because if let's say we have if we have this practice of empathy, I won't say lacking lah. I would say that we can improve a better word for it. So of course there's an improvement out there for us to try to feel and understand people better into their life. Because currently we are at this stage where this is just my own observation lah. Like whenever I do mentoring or coaching, right, there's always this sense of entitlement, not only in the Malay community, to be honest. It's actually in Singapore as general. Like somehow we just feel entitled, and I believe that is also because maybe civilization have changed. Because last time in 1965, right, I wasn't born like in 1965. I was born in 1993. But during the time where our grandparents' time, right, they had to survive, so they know hardship. Okay. Then during our time, we were in the transition of hardship plus internet and comfort. So technology. So soon in the future, after years gone by, there's this sense of entitlement where we feel that, hey, we deserve to get this, we deserve to get that. Pasal orang tak tahu dia punya susah macam mana orang dulu punya susah. Now as we live life, right, we feel entitled to get certain things. And after certain things being entitled, that's where the lack of empathy comes in. Because whenever we feel that this is my right, this is something I should get, and then we won't understand what the other person's trying to live, like maybe the underprivileged kids or the underprivileged people life. Even the underprivileged life may not understand what the challenges the upper end people may face, because we don't know, we never have this connection where we have certain talks or conversation in between. So no one can understand one another.
So the
Aku tak
gap
faham apa.
too huge that we can't actually understand each other problems. Like, macam
Yeah.
kau share this story, macam no, aku tak boleh relate lah bro.
Aku tak boleh relate lah bro. Aku tak faham lah. Macam like now we have a lot of first world problems. Okay, dulu people, I would say my time when I was like I was kid, my time was just aku pun fikir pasal duit je. Macam aku nak beli cheeseburger je, aku dengan member aku 10 member nak kena beli satu cheeseburger. Each person nak kena letak $1 10 sen tau, or like 10 cent each. Then dapat beli 2 burger, kita ambil satu piece each. Habis french fries pun kita share dalam 10 budak tau. Main bola dulu, kita main bola tak ada duit kan, beli air pun kita share. So all this is we seen it lah. We seen it that transition into life. And then now when I coach my kids, jangan cakap underprivileged or apa all the kids, right, to be honest, my kids can afford McDonald's at the age 10 years old or 9 years old. They can buy McDonald's.
So they, when you talk about your macam your experience back then, macam beli cheeseburger, so when you talk to them, they can actually really macam, coach,
Dia really
faham lah.
tak
Saya ada duit, mak bapak saya kasi duit.
mak bapak aku kasi duit bro. Dia cakap, habis di Starbucks, PM4, PM5, they buy Starbucks, then
ni part ni aku tak boleh relate dengan diorang. Aku yang tak boleh.
So we cannot relate to this, So that's what I'm trying to say. If we cannot relate, that's why we have to try to understand people a bit better in terms of like empathy. So as when I was doing my coaching, right, I also try to improve myself. That's where I understand. I said, okay, different generation, different problems.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, different generation, different problems. Parents have to understand their children problems, and also the children or the young adults have to understand where the parents are coming from.
That's right. Because the way
Okay.
like macam mak bapak kita ajar kita back then is different from the parents nowadays that teach their current children.
Exactly.
Totally different
Kau
environment.
tengok macam simple issue lah, Dok. Kita nak kahwin je ada banyak isu.
Mana?
How many youngsters these days will fight with their parents, right? Because of money saving costly lah. Aku pun ada actually masalah juga, I believe everybody like say, kita bilang mak bapak, tak nak lah buat besar-besar pasal ni, pasal tu, pasal ni. Nak save duit, nak beli rumah, nak ni kan.
Part ni aku boleh relate.
Part ni kita boleh relate pasal kita pun dah nak besar kan. So this part, at the same time, we okay, as for myself, as the one who about to go through this kind of marriage life or whatever, right, we also have to understand where our parents are coming from. Asal dia nak buat begini, ada ni semua, blah blah blah. But at the same time, our parents also have to understand where are the children coming from. Because time has changed. Dulu maybe you can make a 1,000 pax wedding with at the cost of what, 8,000, maybe $10,000.
Oh, I wish.
I wish, right? Now 1,000 pack kau nak buat, aku rasa sampai 30,000 tau. So and so there's a lack of understanding, trying to have a mutual understanding between one party to another party, and that empathy has to come in. So asal anak aku cakap macam ni.
So it goes both way lah. Macam everyone have to take.
Yes, it's not just one, and I'm not here to cite the underprivileged. I'm not here to cite the underprivileged or parents. I'm saying that in everyone, because last week you talk about the choice is with you, right? Now we talk about how, let's say you make a choice. These are one choice that you can make is to install or instill empathy in your life, because it's very different by feeling sympathy. Sympathy, aku suka, aku tengok kau, kesian lah kau, I just move on. I will never understand what you're trying to go through.
There's no emotional understanding of a person's situation lah.
Yes.
Kau tengok, okay lah, kesiannya, okay lah. Then just move on with your life.
just move on. So that lack of empathy
Hmm.
can result in a lot of negative so-called outcome to the society, or in this case our Malay community lah. Kau tengok simple
I,
lah. Recently, the issue of the home business
oh,
that that went viral and that kind of stuff, right? And how did our community react to that? It
busy.
was funny lah to me.
I watched the
Oh, yeah, I watched the videos. I watched this. I said a
busy.
lot of my comments. Yeah, so how do you react to that situation? Um, in a way, of the outcome of it lah. So, let's say it takes both party. Aku tak nak cakap lah siapa nama dia, malas nak layan. But let's say, if you had empathy, you probably will start thinking in your life macam like, kalau aku bikin ni would there be any consequences?
Hmm.
Kesian pula nanti like my other people, my other community will be affected.
That's what people been talking lah. I mean, you should actually think before you actually do
React.
something unnecessary lah. Because ni semua
Yeah.
tak payah apa,
Then
tak perlu.
at the same time, the community also
So need to have
should
that,
also show that empathy. It's
right?
like, okay lah, like, but it was funny. I see a lot of comments, comment yang kids like kecam about like wow, I didn't know that there
True,
was such a
bro.
level. So
Okay,
how
I'm actually interested in story wise lah. Like
yeah.
you did mentoring for youth. So
Mm.
what was the unforgettable moment that you actually had when you mentor these kids? Like, in terms of empathy,
Oh,
and kau
okay.
dengar their situation.
There was okay lah, of all my years of coaching, mentoring, of course there's a lot but there's these few kids that um were in my heart lah. I would say lah, some Malay few kids. They are a big family. They are cousins.
Okay.
Nama tak payah cakap lah, but
Yalah.
so they live together as a big family, and one of the kid, a Malay boy, his father is in prison lah.
Okay.
So of course, but he has good family members who like cousins who are, but then because of their upbringing budak ni tak ada macam bapa untuk show a good example tau. And to show that affection and love
Yalah.
as a man to a boy,
Okay.
right? And when he kept coming to our program, I became his fatherly figure that he did not have. I feel I became a father, I became a brother, a mentor, all that in one lah. And so I could understand what he gone through because dia tak ada bapa untuk, bapa dia ada cuma inside prison, right? But then it's
Not
because
there physically lah.
not there physically, so he won't be taught how to be a man or what is the right pathway, that kind of stuff. So when you come for this kind of programs, right, the mentor plays a huge part lah. The coaches play a huge part. So we try to do all this. So our a very touching moment was when I was about to leave that program. So he gave me he looked at me, he gave me a hug. Memang nangis. It's like
Kau
so
nangis tak?
when aku nangis actually, to be honest. I had tear because I feel that like, because okay, one thing professionalism is you are a mentor lah. You cannot
Yeah.
take it into other level of like, but it just shows that okay, you done a good part in your journey and to his journey, and hopefully that moment, right, like play a huge part and impact to him lah. Like nanti dia dah besar kan, dia fikir balik, okay, coach pernah ajar ni, so at least he's seen a role model, the kind of life that maybe he may want to follow, or but that's his choice lah, whether he wants to follow. But we set an example already.
It's
So
actually it's interesting to know that schools they provide this kind of program for these unfortunate, or you say less fortunate families, for these kids to apply. So they have mentors going in, listen to these kids' problem lah. So I hope this is actually a good practice, because they have someone to talk to listen to their problems.
and you have to
At the same time, I really hope that the community have to play a part, Ni bukan dekat sekolah je tau. So when they go out of the school, nanti Nanti orang public macam tengok kat orang macam they look down on them, you know. So
Yeah, correct.
we definitely have to play a part also lah, not only this mentor. So
Because when we go out there, kita kena faham tau, okay, our life, kita we will talk, in a while we will talk about rasa bersyukur lah Okay, but when we go out there, we have to understand that our life it's not something that we had a choice to be born where and when.
that's why. Correct.
You know, the skin that we choose, the life that we choose, how my face is going to look like. Sampai kita lupa yang benda ni semua is not within our control.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't ask to be born in this way. I didn't ask to be born as a cacat person or a poor person. You know, if you are born at a very comfortable life, then you have to feel bersyukur lah, right? But you must put into practice that the empathy comes in. I want to try to understand pasal apa. Kita kalau tak tahu, because sometimes we never go through, right?
Yeah.
The very least, right, we have to listen attentively to the person lah. And imagine yourself, boleh ke aku lead this life kalau let's say aku hidup at his shoe or her shoe. You know, you may not be able to do it because you know you may not have the strength of patience to do it. People have different strengths, people have different weakness. Level of sabar pun is different.
Yep.
Maybe in your life, people are being put into different situation because God knows best lah, or the universe knows best, whatever you want to believe. So, to me, empathy is one of the first few things that we have to try to attain in this society, so that not only the upper hand can help the below end, but the below also can try to understand, you know, what are some of the challenges and issues that, you know, goes around the world or goes around within our community lah. Parents to anak, anak to parents, the youth, whatever it is, it's a whole, what's that called, like ecosystem.
Yeah.
You know, when someone feels empathy to another, try to understand, this person will help one another. So, but I feel that dulu when I hear stories of people from my nenek aku semua, pakcik-makcik aku semua, gotong royong ni semua, I want to feel that,
Yeah.
like, majukan Melayu, bukan Melayu jatuhkan Melayu. Faham tak?
It's actually famous word right now. Melayu jatuhkan. Honestly I hear that sentence everywhere. You know. Melayu makan Melayu.
Melayu makan Melayu, Melayu jatuhkan Melayu. Cuba kita jangan fikir macam ini. Like last week I cakap word affirmation. Cuba cakap Melayu, majukan Melayu. You know, Melayu naikkan Melayu, Melayu bangkitkan Melayu. Hopefully, because to me, if we hold each other hands together, you know, I believe that our masyarakat can go quite far lah, to be honest. It's just these few things that we have to, maybe the basic things that we have to adjust or try to practice can help us together.
Positive mindset plays part lah. You have to keep thinking positive. You don't try not to think negative stuff. Like say I can't do it. I can never do this. Always have maybe you can just do a self-talk to yourself, you know, in the mirror or something. Say I can do this. Yeah. Like you mentioned, I think in the previous podcast, I can't do this yet. Just put that word at the end of it. Yeah. So and last question about empathy. So okay, so for these kids, just need a clarification. So based on your experience, you deal with these youth, you know. So what do they actually need other than, you know, like mentoring session? Do they need like in terms of money, like government public money help them in terms of spending wise, and also mentoring?
Okay.
And lastly, like, or they just need someone to listen to them lah, or emotional support. What's your honest opinion? What's your take?
My honest opinion, not
Nampak
political
je,
answer.
not political. Semua sendiri.
Okay, I will try to be political a bit lah. My honest answer will be, let's start with a proverb saying that if you teach a man, apa proverb tu macam yang tangkap ikan tu, if you teach a man how to fish, that he will be able to fish for his lifetime. But if you help him catch the fish, right, you know, then you have to keep helping him, right? something like that lah. You know, I cannot remember what the exact thing is. So I will not say, I would say money by the initiative of the government, it's very good, it's helping. But more important, other than the money, because kalau kasih duit, we spend on something, and you keep asking for money again, right? But if you want to really start to change your life in terms of um, betul-betul berubah lah, you know, not just setakat setakat gini, halfway. It's like you clear that path into sort of a clear path. Then I would say the kids this is back to your question, the youth. All the youth is most probably need is really an empathy ear lah. Basically, whoever is mentoring them, whoever is teaching them, whoever is coaching them, you need to understand that their life. You need to understand what they want first, or what is lacking in their self-esteem first.
Yeah, everyone
You know,
have a different set of goals in mind, have different
yes,
problems. So it's not, there's no exact fixed situation or fixed
yeah.
solution for everyone. Yeah.
My fixed solution is very simple
Yeah.
lah. Go out there with an empathy
Mm.
mindset and start listening and understanding them first lah. Because okay, the problem is like when we think we listen to them, we are not listening. We listen so that we can give our feedback.
Yeah lah,
It's
yeah lah.
not we listen so that we can understand.
Yeah.
Difference, you know. So basically aku dengar, aku nak dengar cakap kau je. Aku cuma dengar tapi kau sini. But I'm very impatient to give you my point. I don't care about what's your point. I want you to makan apa yang aku cakap.
Yep.
So, you know, when we listen properly, then you will start to understand, oh, okay, so this is how he feel or how she feel, and that's where you see the problem. That's why I try to have a solution lah. And it's most simple solution aku coach budak-budak ni semua. It's just kau dengar je.
Yeah lah.
You have to dengar with ikhlas hati lah, sincerity in your heart,
What was that called? Active listening,
active listening, and
you have to listen to the right things also lah, of course.
yeah, and kau kena ikhlas lah. To be honest, you have to
Yeah,
be
definitely.
sincere. These
This is
days,
important for all mentors out there. If you
yeah,
just go for the money, then sad to say lah, you can't help. You have to be really.
if you're not sincere in your heart,
Yeah.
if you're not sincere in your heart, they will know.
Yeah.
The kids will know. Trust me. They will know who is sincere or not, and they will, even let's say you cannot relate to them. Let's say kau tak faham apa dia go through. Let's say you've been living in a life full of comfort and blah blah blah. But you go down there and you really try to understand, right? And then they say, kalau aku tak faham, aku tak faham. Okay, trust me. If you go in with a very sincere heart, no other intention of like aku masuk ni mentor program untuk dapatkan nama lah, untuk dapatkan status lah, untuk ni lah, untuk ni. Aku intention aku untuk tolong ni, untuk faham. These budak-budak, these kids, they will understand. They will see, wow, okay, coach is really trying to, or Mr. something, really tries to understand what I'm going through. So let's give him or her a chance.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it works because I have coaches who never really gone through hardship in terms of financial crisis or whatever, but they managed to pull it off because they really understand and they ikhlas. And budak-budak ni tahu yang coach ni betul-betul ikhlas nak tolong. Unless kau datang, kau tak ikhlas lah. Kau ada kau punya own agenda dalam hati kau, in your mind. These things will be very, very, to us adults, we may not feel it. We don't know who's you know, but kids will know because kids are so innocent.
Kau betul-betul faham ke tak lah. Yeah.
They will understand one, orang faham dia. Dia cakap dia ni macam bohong lah, dia ni penipu lah, dia ni world lah. So you have to go in with empathy and sincerity if you really want to help these kids. That's all my best advice. I that's so far of the experiences that I have lah. So yep.
That's answer the question for empathy. So I really hope, even though that they go through, this kind of mentorship, it all still like what we mentioned on the previous podcast. It takes you to decide for your own. Yeah, it's your own choice anyway. Since we talk about money from the government, I would like to ask you to share a bit of gratitude lah. Rasa
Mm.
bersyukur. Mm. So how does it come about when you talk about gratitude?
Gratitude, very simple lah. I will say one thing in terms of psychological, scientific aspect.
Mm.
Gratitude, it's one of the most strongest emotions out there that most successful people have. They put gratitude on top of their first top 5 emotions to practice upon your life.
Mm.
If not, also is the first. Why? Pasal if you have this sifat bersyukur dalam hati or in your mind
Yeah.
you will feel more positive in your life.
Mm.
Definitely you feel more positive, definitely you feel more happiness and peace Pasal kau everyday kau rasa bersyukur. So because of even the smallest things in your life, you will feel like, oh, okay, I am
Nice to
thankful I
have
have it.
things.
Yeah, I'm blessed to have this. Yeah. And that sense of negativity in your life, that sense of entitlement, that sense of, all the toxic things in your life, like,
Mm.
will slowly wash away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pasal when you feel gratitude, you naturally will slowly practice humility and humble.
Mm.
And benda-benda sikit yang dapat lebih je kau rasa syukur.
Mm.
And then with that, right, you feel that, oh, aku dapat lebih sikit, maybe I want to share some of my wealth to other people.
But this is a skill that is honestly hard to practice among people in Malay, because we, honestly speaking, for myself if we get something, we always want more. But how do you actually bring them down? Like really, you have to always say Alhamdulillah, Syukur that we have this,
Oh,
even the smaller thing. Like you want to share to the community, like to everyone that
one,
watching.
my personal practice in
Mm.
life is I wake up every day. The first thing I do is I ask myself 3 questions.
Mm.
Uh, apa-apa lah aku nak minum teh ke kopi ke. Before you do anything, just wake up. You just like, I shared this to a lot of people before. So wake up, ask yourself 3 questions. What are the 3 things that you are grateful for today?
Mm.
Macam anything lah. It can be anything. Just name 3 things that you are grateful for. It can be thank you that I'm still alive.
Okay.
Thank you. I woke up, see my mother and my father.
Mm.
Thank you for this coffee that I make. Satu je. When you have this practice,
Like straight away bangun tidur ke macam like
maybe
middle
kau
of the
bangun
day?
tidur. No, kau bangun. You start your day with gratitude.
Ah.
Rasa bersyukur. Name 3 things. Pasal apa? Once you have these 3 things, right, kau dah rasa syukur. Automatically, the rest of your days, you feel good.
Mm.
Sampai you already name all the small things that you kau rasa syukur. Anything that happens within that day is a blessing.
Can I say
It's
it's like
something.
something like self-fulfilling macam you will feel happy in a way,
It's
right?
called brain priming. So you
Okay.
prime your brain
Mm.
every day, prime and prime and prime into the practice that you do every day. So slowly, that habit and that muscle, right, that feel the emotional part will get stronger and stronger and stronger. So every time when you walk out your life, kau jalan ke mana-mana kan, kau dapat ini, kau mesti rasa syukur sikit lah.
Mm.
But you have to constantly practice this lah. It's a self practice thing that you must do. And
So anyone that is watching this, I hope you give it a try. Like every day you wake up, just 3 things that you think you are grateful for, that you feel gratitude, that you are happy that you are still alive, that your mom,
jangan kisah besar lah. Don't,
you
don't, don't think
know.
about big things lah. Just small things lah.
Okay lah, small things. Yeah, if you really think that this is something that you don't believe, maybe you can give it a try. Then let us know. How do you feel? Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the strongest emotions for everything lah, because kau tahu tak kenapa aku, okay, for this is for the Malay podcast
Mm.
one thing that I salute the Malay community, or one thing that I'm very proud to be a Malay,
Okay.
I want to say it out loud lah. It's actually our culture and our tradition of sopan santun. You can never get this tradition or culture anywhere else. Kita punya sopan santun was taught to us in a way where like no other culture can achieve this kind of sopan santun. What I want to say, kita dulu kecil-kecil macam sopan santun kita macam like how to say, the sabar, we give respect to the elderly.
Yep.
The elderly pun kasih respect to kita. Kita makan pun kena tunggu. Kalau berbual pun jangan menyampuk. All these are sopan santun tau. To the extent bila aku fikir balik, aku cakap, kita budak silat.
Okay.
Silat pun adat Melayu kan. Itu pun ada sopan santun. Sebelum kau lawan je kau kena hormat. Sebelum kau hormat je kau kena bunga-bunga untuk apa ni, mencantikkan dia punya perlawanan tau. To me that is the beauty of Malay. Because whatever we do, we have sopan santun, we have the so-called empathy.
Even like beri salam is considered as sopan santun.
Beri salam, all this.
Someone, you bagi salam. Even salam orang pun sopan santun.
Sopan santun. We have our own greeting. Kita tak macam thinking sana sini. But all this are slowly tengah hilang. That's what I feel like. All this slowly is being influenced with the Western world. Don't get me wrong. Some traditions must be put to the ground that I sort of believe in But some traditions to me that is useful, we should keep it because that's the only thing that makes us Malay. Our sopan santun, our adat-adat kita, and for now of course we are so influenced with the Western culture that we move away from what makes us Malay. But to me, I want to rebuild that Malay again in terms of the empathy part, the gratitude part, rasa syukur, tolong sama tolong, majukan Melayu in terms of everything lah. You don't need, like who else? You have to ask yourself lah. Since we know that we are the minority in this country, who else can we depend on if it's not for ourselves?
That's true. We have to
who else
can our own community lah. We cannot really depend on other people lah. Yeah. Because this is all onto us,
Exactly.
Kita maju ke tak pun, kalau Melayu, orang kalau macam kita tengok Melayu kita sendiri dalam TV ke apa, kita feel proud lah in a way. Macam kita tengok doktor apa. I wish that these kids will look at macam anyone lah, macam on TV doctor. I wish they should want to be like them. Because this is, because macam diorang Melayu jangan fikir macam they can't really do it, Macam they can't reach to that status. Diorang tak akan mampu jadi doktor ke apa, jadi someone really who have status in the community. So it's very important for these kids to have a role model.
That's why it takes two hands to clap, guys. So like those who already make it in life, you should share your knowledge. Definitely. And then bring back your legacy. Correct. And then those who wants to achieve things in life, then put your foot out there and try to achieve it lah. We help one another, and hopefully, with these two things that we talk about, empathy and gratitude, pelan-pelan, like we have empathy, kita tolong sama-sama, aku tolong kawan, aku tolong aku tolong kawan aku, and then we try to understand with one another, and we try to listen, and then the smallest things in life, you also have to rasa bersyukur, gratitude every day, so that we humble ourselves back to the ground. So we don't have all this entitlement lah, kita fikir riak lah, fikir sombong, all these are negativity that we don't really need in our community. Because once we I'm not saying that it's going to be a perfect world, confirm mesti ada minor issues here and there, but I think the negativity part in our community has so-called maybe took over as more than half, perhaps.
Can still be prevented in certain.
Which can be prevented. So we want to me, the raya macam gini kita kosong-kosong balik.
Kosong-kosong.
I think it's, and then we start back slowly again, so that because I see macam Melayu punya business pun maju.
That's why.
We have all this potential. So let's keep up all these things, and do it together as one lah, rather
Like,
than
like what you say lah, kalau kita mengharapkan orang, kalau orang tak tolong, siapa nak tolong lagi kan kalau tak Melayu sendiri kan. So I
exactly
really hope that like what you say,
you base.
people dah successful, please at least share some insight, your thoughts on your
You
web.
successful, you tarik orang jadi successful, confirm you will get more success.
That's why. Yes.
You don't just kau nampak dia ni success dia dah macam nak successful lah, okay, matikan dia. What's the point?
Always have one thing in mind. You need to always give back to the community lah. That's very important.
Yep. This topic, right, I will talk about next week, which is
Nice.
instant gratification.
Instant
Maksudnya, instant gratification ni, for those of you who want to stay tuned to next week, means hari aku buat kerja, besok aku nak kaya.
Macam they as reward lah, reward.
Yes, so that's basically what it means lah. You know,
Cool.
buat hari besok nak kaya, impossible.
Right, I think that's about it lah. So
Yep.
for those who are watching, thank you so much for staying throughout. So let's do a recap. We talk about empathy, how we can actually understand our people, not only from the lower tier, also the upper tier. We have to understand each other, because the truth is that the gap is too huge, currently. So we need to break it down. So everyone needs to play a part as a community. Not only we need to understand them, we also need to help them in a way. And also
Yep.
gratitude wise, kita kena macam rasa bersyukur lah, whatever we have in life. Yep. So, and also if kau ada lebih rezeki, you always have to help those in need lah, which is really helpful. Yeah.
Sometimes your rezeki is through me. Just fikir-fikirkan lah.
Fikirkan lah. Kau tolong orang, kau takkan tahu bila kau akan dapat you get more lah in return, definitely.
I've witnessed it in my life.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it in other people's life also. So, yeah.
And last thing, always remember, once you wake up, think of the 3 small things that you are grateful for. I think that's really a good intake from this video.
Prime your brain. It's called brain priming, so it's a tool that you may want to use.
And I really hope that we could get more feedbacks or comments from everyone. We hope you like the content. And of course, next week we will talk more on instant gratification for you guys. All right. Again, Selamat Hari Raya, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.